Hi friends, in this series of videos I'll be sharing with you my philosophy of healing. The first and most important thing I'd like to propose is that our suffering and happiness arise and change according to many conditions, both internal and external. I'll repeat this one more time because that was a bit complicated. Our suffering and happiness arise and change according to many conditions, both internal and external. There is the case where we are very confused, our suffering is overwhelming and we have no idea where it came from. We might think, if I suffer like this, it's just bad luck. We are under the impression that our suffering and happiness come from nowhere, that they do not arise because of any particular cause or condition. Actually, they do come from causes. It's just that we have not become aware of them yet. There is a similar situation where we're also very confused as to where our pain came from, but we are not satisfied with an acausal outlook. So we create a simplistic, monocausal narrative to try to make sense of our situation. We might say, whether I'm happy or not is totally up to God. Or if I got sick like this, it's because it was my destiny. Or it's in my genes. And this monocausal view is neither factual nor helpful. Things are more complex than that. And if you want to give ourselves the best chances to heal and thrive, we should learn to see the many other causes and conditions that are influencing our well-being. There is another, more common case where we only identify external causes as the sole reasons for our suffering and happiness. We may say something like, if I'm happy or not depends on the politicians, the weather, my spouse, and the stock market. Although there is some truth to it, it is definitely not the whole picture. And the problem with adopting this exocausal view is that it prevents us from taking a responsible, proactive, creative stance that would help us make progress towards healing and happiness. When we just blame the outside for our problems, we go through life as a victim, and that's not fun. There is a last case, which, although less common in the general population, is quite prevalent in meditation and self-development circles. We think our suffering and happiness are totally up to us. Only I myself can make me happy. And if I suffer, well, it's my fault and no one else's. We take full responsibility for everything we feel. Although there are some benefits to this approach, it is still another wrong view, and it also leads to unnecessary difficulties. It makes us less likely, for instance, to see the importance of choosing a healthy environment or to reach out for help when needed. And if we really believe that happiness and suffering are totally up to the individual, then what are we going to say to a woman caught in an abusive relationship? Just meditate and everything will be alright? What are we going to say to a child stuck in a war zone? It's all in your mind? Of course we cannot and we should not speak like that. Happiness and suffering are not entirely up to the individual. So to summarize, I believe it is wrong to think of our happiness and suffering as either acausal, meaning that we think they do not manifest from any cause, monocausal, they come from a single cause, exocausal, they only come from the outside, or endocausal, they only come from within. Instead, I believe we should think about our suffering and happiness in the light of multifactorial change. Our suffering and happiness arise and change according to many conditions, both internal and external. So this is not empty philosophy, it is a framework I invite you to use to examine the beliefs you are holding, to kindly challenge them when you deem necessary, and to adopt a wiser approach to your healing and happiness. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.